Why did God warn Israel about the nations around them? After 40 years in the wilderness, the people of Israel stood at the edge of the promised land. Moses gathered everyone together and reminded them of God's command. God warned them not to copy the sinful ways of the nations living in Canaan. He told them not to worship idols or follow false gods, because those things would pull their hearts away from Him. Moses explained that Israel was special not because they were the strongest nation, but because God loved them and had chosen them. He reminded them how God rescued their ancestors from slavery in Egypt with mighty power. Now God promised to bless them in the new land if they stayed faithful to Him. The people listened carefully as Moses encouraged them not to fear the powerful nations ahead. God Himself would fight for them, just as He had done before. He promised victory, protection, and provision. But Moses warned them never to forget the Lord after receiving blessings. This story teaches that God wants His people to stay faithful even when surrounded by temptation. True blessing comes from loving and obeying God with all your heart. Sometimes the world around us can influence our choices, values, and faith. Just like Israel, we are surrounded by distractions that can slowly pull our hearts away from God. This story reminds us that God calls His people to stay faithful even when it is difficult. When we trust Him fully, He gives us strength, guidance, and courage to overcome every challenge. Lesson: obeying God and staying faithful to Him brings protection, wisdom, and true blessing.